All right, so a couple of points regarding Harvard University. First off, Harvard, throughout most of my lifetime, regarded as like the Rolls-Royce when it comes to institutions of higher learning, respectively the best of the best amongst colleges and universities. An Ivy League school, right? Well, over the last few years, I'd say Harvard has been shrunk down minusculely to an indoctrination factory for anti-Semites. Secondly, Harvard does pretty damn well as a private business. They have an endowment fund of around $52 billion. Don't want to get those confused with million and a billion. We're talking about a lot of shekels. 52 billion. However, there's always a however and a but, right? Harvard likes to take ducats from Uncle Sam. Federal grants, contracts. Harvard gets rich that way as well. So I'm going to say this. Harvard right now embroiled in a fight with Uncle Sam. And Uncle Sam's main man. His boss. POTUS 47 President Donald J. Trump. Take a look at this paragraph. It explains everything in the war that is ensuing between President Donald J. Trump and the federal government against Harvard University. The administration froze more than $2.7 billion in multi-year research grants and $60 million in contracts for the school last month. And you see the last sentence there, very important. The administration also cracking down on Harvard's use of student visas. Now, it's said that Harvard has about 1/3 of foreign students. This is a war Harvard is waging, and they will not win. Just like I think Harvard is going to have a tough time getting their reputation back as an institution of higher learning. This was a subject that President Donald J. Trump touched on as the reporters fired a couple questions to POTUS about Harvard University. Trump, in full detail, as he always does, covers all the bases. Take a look and listen for yourselves.
Harvard has been a disaster. They've taken $5 billion plus. $5 billion. Nobody knew that they were making this kind. If we didn't do this, we would have never found this out, Pam. They're taking $5 billion. And I'd rather see that money go to trade schools. And by the way, they're totally anti-Semitic at Harvard, as you know, and some other colleges too, in all fairness to them. And it's been exposed, very exposed. And I think they're dealing very badly. Every time they fight, they lose another $250 million. Yesterday we found another $100 million. And they have, they have a fund, an endowment, $52 billion. All right? They get a lot of that from the United States. And I think it's ridiculous. I think everyone's coming up to me saying, we love the idea of trade schools with that kind of money and money from others, but money from them. You can have the best trade schools anywhere in the world. You give them to Iowa, Indiana, lots of good states, well-run states, and you give them the money. They can only be used for trade schools. Harvard has to show us their lists. They have foreign students. About 31% of their students are foreign-based, almost 31%. We want to know where those students come. Are they troublemakers? What countries do they come? And we're not going to, if somebody is coming from a certain country and they're 100% fine, which I hope most of them are, but many of them won't be, you're going to see some very radical people. They're taking people from areas of the world that are very radicalized, and we don't want them making trouble in our country.
And again, our president, the commander-in-chief, Donald J. Trump, love the idea Trump floats out there about giving the money to the trade schools. Absolutely 100% down with that. Screw Harvard. Let them float on their own dollar. Let them fend for themselves. Right now, the lawyers are battling it out in federal courthouses in Boston. This one's going to go beyond Boston. It's going to go all the way to the Supreme Court. And in the end, It'll be Donald J. Trump and we the people celebrating a win over Harvard University.